Alrighty, we just got myself a new shirt, and I hope the guy can reverse it on my film here, so it looks good. Basically, it's saying anything but fucking conservatives. Oh, I've been told by the executive on the NDP, which I sit on, Bruce Ralston. He's a cabinet minister for the BC government, of course. Anywho, I'm not to swear too much at all, I guess, because they don't seem to like it. So I will try to sound nicer. Oh, wait, am I? Yeah, I guess I'm still being filmed here. Anyway, with all due respect, I sure hate them rotten, stinking conservatives. They're all Trumpster wannabes. They're bloody well. All they do is cut social programs, give tax breaks to the super rich, and tell us we can't afford anything. And then, of course, I'm going to get a lot of these bloody right-wingers crying, go Pettigrew or Petitshit or whatever his name is, because they're stupid, eh? They're not very old usually, they're kind of dumb, and they're very greedy, selfish people. Difference between a left-winger and a right-winger? Left-wingers, what can I do for people? How about those people? Right-winger, it's all about me, I don't get enough. Like in the States, the top billionaires pay 8% tax, wherein a regular guy probably pays 40%. And I kind of think the billionaires, rather than letting them fly to the Mars or wherever, should do their share, as they are the ones really responsible for climate change. Their greed, insatiable desire to be the richest, like Musk. Another thing I think they should do is tax all these churches. We got the greedy Christian fundamentalists here in Canada too. It's why I, after being a Christian for 40 years, woke up and realized it's all about money and control. Last church I went to was the Salvation Army in Surrey, British Columbia, where I live. And, of course, they were Trumpsters. So I gave them a song and dance in front of the congregation. And I walked out, and that's about 4 years ago. Nobody's ever contacted me since. So, yeah, I'm a proud atheist now. The only thing is I wish I woke up a hell of a lot sooner. But anyway, you can't change the past. You can only fight to change the future. And should that pig Trump get elected, we're going to be fighting them pricks because they don't like our social programs. The fact that a fat fuck like me can go in and get a heart operation, have diabetes, be overweight, and other health issues, and not pay a dime for any of it. Yes, we pay it on our income tax. On average, $150 a month while you're working. Well, I'm a 72-year-old guy that I can squawk about my pension not being high enough, but I am in social housing, and if it wasn't for that, I'd be living in a tent. So yeah, the Liberals can do a hell of a lot more, but you can bet your ass when and if the Conservatives get in, all they're going to do is cut. The Liberals managed to stop child poverty, cut it in half or 2/3. With the Conservatives, you can bet your ass it's going back high again. So I fight for my grandkids and for young people to be able to buy a house. Yes, we got our challenges, but we're still the safest country in the world to visit. We're still the third best, I think, in the world to live. Yes, Denmark and the Nordic countries got us beat. That's because we got too many non-union assholes like that prick I really hate, Kevin O'Leary, who was actually defending Trump's fraud trial, that if he gets charged, we can all be charged, because they're all lying, crooked sons of bitches. Sorry there, NDP executive, I'm getting carried away. I'll try to be a little nicer. If it's not good enough, I'm ready to resign because I think I'm going to try and get going on YouTube and maybe make a buck because the Americans seem to love the way I talk about their crooked government. Yes, I like Biden and I hope he wins, but I'll tell you can still do a lot better than paying for any kind of medical. Should be on your taxes like it is in Canada. A Yankee shouldn't have to work his whole life, lose it all because he has to have a heart operation like I just had that cost me nothing. 2 stents put in the heart, got home, my CPAP machine was broke. Emergency said call an ambulance, get to the hospital, and get it there. So that's what I did. None of it cost me a dime. None of my medicine cost me a dime. Yes, I squawked for shingles vaccine because that's a $320 hit for us old guys. And there's a couple of things like that that aren't paid for yet. But they're covering dental. And I hear you Yankees still are having trouble even getting an ambulance paid for. Love the good Americans, the Trumpsters, well, I'd like them to all go down to South America. With all the people they hate down there, that's where they should be living. Live like some of those poor bastards that's coming up here. And of course with the women, I used to be anti-abortion when I played in politics and I ran against Joe Clark in '84. Took me a while to wake up and realize that's none of my goddamn business what women do. They got their own challenges. They sure don't need some stupid right-wing or left-wing males telling them what they should and shouldn't do. I'm a strong supporter of immigration and women's rights, and it don't matter whether you're a Muslim or whether you're whatever. You got the same feelings, the same hopes and cares that the rest of us do. Yes, the same as Christians were blind with hate and bullshit. The Muslims are the same way. They're blind with hate and bullshit in their books. That's why I say all religions should be taxed and taxed as heavy as any business. But anyway, I am grateful to be an old fat fuck on this end of the scale rather than like my poor grandkids that's 6 and 7 and they're just coming into life and they got to deal with climate change, which every right-wing government in the world is against and does not believe in. Meanwhile, the last 8 months have been the hottest on record, and it's only going to get worse. And anybody stupid enough to vote for climate change deniers should be taxed like crazy. They should really have to pay. Oh, and the worst of all is the 40%, both in Canada and the States, that are too stupid to vote. They'll know every time a hockey player or a football player farts, but they don't know anything about politics and they don't want to strain their little brain. We should be like Australia. Fine the pricks. If you're not going to vote, fine them. But fine them according to their income. The rich people all vote, so you can bet your ass you're not going to get any fines out of there. But you got a lot of union workers and people that make a good buck that still won't get off their ass and vote. Well, if you're making 40 grand a year, give them a $500 fine for not voting. If you're living on the street, well, pay them to vote. Give them $100 to get off their ass and go down there and vote. Get people activated. And yeah, BC's talking now of bringing the voting age to 16. Well, I think that's a good idea. But I think you got to force these assholes that won't vote to vote. One way or another. Fine them, do something. Anyway, I do wish everybody a happy election this year. I don't want us to have to kick the Yankees' ass again because they said they will invade Canada should Trump win. So we don't want to do that again, kick your ass like we did in 1812. So do vote. make sure Trump don't get in